Fellow Barbadians, my name is Grenville Phillps, the founder of Solutions Barbados, a political party that is not about one person, one sector of the society, or even one election. Solutions Barbados is about the successful progression of all Barbadians. We are a party dedicated to building on the potential of our island and eliminating corruption wherever it is found. We have dedicated ourselves to creating a fair environment where all Barbadians will have an equal opportunity to be educated, to be healthy, and to participate in Barbados's economy. Therefore, we need to maintain caring teachers, nurses, and other public workers, and we all need to participate in a healthy economy free of corrupting influences. Standard & Poor's downgrade of Barbados's sovereign credit rating is an indicator to all of us that our economy is not well. By now, it should be obvious to all that further downgrades and eventual currency devaluation appear certain as long as we continue on this current path. We are gravely concerned that the current administration continues to follow a path which will likely end with the economic ruin of Barbados. So what is this path that we are on, and how have we gotten here? The path is directed by the development philosophy of the political administration in power. In the current administration, that is the Democratic Labour Party, and we are all forced to travel on their path. Their philosophy is to finance Barbados's development through high taxation. This may have benefited Barbados in the past, but the Democratic Labour Party must know that this philosophy is no longer relevant in an economy that has entered what is called the economic death spiral. Some think that the solution is to simply change political administrations. This kind of thinking is valid in normal circumstances. However, once we have entered an economic death spiral, special measures are required to get us out. Our country needs a party who sees a way forward out of this mess and who can activate workable solutions to solve the problems that are currently hindering your development. The Barbados Labour Party and the Democratic Labour Party are very experienced in getting us in debt, and it takes no special competence to spend borrowed money. However, the Barbados Labour Party and the Democratic Labour Party are clearly inexperienced in getting us out of this level of debt. Therefore, the critical question that voters need to ask and demand an answer of political parties who want to manage Barbados's economy is simply this: how do you plan to get us out of this economic death spiral? Answering this question is simple. The Democratic Labour Party's management of the economy has been continually examined by international rating agencies. The 20 downgrades that we have suffered chart our progress to foreseen economic ruin under their administration. However, would anything improve if voters elected the Barbados Labour Party? To assess the likely outcome, we need to examine the Barbados Labour Party's philosophy, which is to finance the development of Barbados through debt. Again, this is a position from which Barbados has benefited from in the past, but it is no longer relevant once we have entered an economic death spiral. To get out of this situation, we need to understand how we got in this mess in the first place. All economic enterprises, whether households, businesses, or countries, should run within safe operating boundaries. Commercial banks normally protect individuals and business owners, and by extension, their families and employees, from going outside of these safe operating boundaries. The banks do this by limiting the amount of money that individuals and business owners can borrow based on their income. These people may borrow additional money from other sources. However, once their debts reach an unsustainable tipping point, then they enter the economic death spiral where their families eventually have to vacate their homes and their employees are forced into unemployment. Let's relate this situation to our nation. Elected politicians negotiate national loans on our behalf. However, unlike in the case of lending to individuals and businesses, international funding agencies willingly lend politicians any amount. but inflict punishing interest charges on citizens based on the risks of lending. The International Monetary Fund warned all citizens not to allow their politicians in power to enter the economic death spiral, which is reached when the national debt exceeds 40% of its gross domestic product, or the amount that the country makes in 1 year. The Barbados Labour Party took every family, business owner, and employee in Barbados from the safety of 30% gross domestic product debt past the 40% gross domestic product debt limit that the IMF warned us never to cross to approximately 90% gross domestic product debt. That was reckless. My fellow Barbadians, if Barbados has the misfortune of re-electing the Democratic Labour Party or electing any party that shares the Barbados Labour Party's failed philosophy, then Barbados is truly sunk. Solutions Barbados is the only party that has published a non-austerity plan for getting Barbados out of this death spiral. It has undergone over 2 years of rigorous public scrutiny and is publicly shared on solutionsbarbados.com. Essentially, it comprises 4 workable and proven main steps. Step 1 is to increase government revenues by lowering taxes and making them fair and easy to calculate, pay, and audit. The next step is to increase productivity in both the public and private sectors by managing each government service to the International Customer-Focused Quality Management Standard ISO 9001. The third step is to effectively address corruption by fining those who receive and pay bribes and highly rewarding the whistleblower. The last step is to depoliticize the civil service by ensuring that all public workers are promoted on merit alone. Detailed explanations of these steps are on solutionsbarbados.com. In the upcoming general election, the choice for you could not be clearer. Either we complete this death spiral by voting for politicians from political parties who have gotten us into this mess and watch further downgrades and the inevitable devaluation of our dollar, or we choose to get out of this mess by voting for Solutions Barbados candidates. Fellow Barbadians, you really do have the power this time. Please seize it. You are the ones to decide whether you will be forcibly led to the bottom of this spiral by those who are blinded by their politics, or whether you will be led out by persons experienced in responsible management. Barbados, you decide.